The Rams replaced their incompetent kicker by hiring an incompetent kicker. Darvin Ham goes back to the drawing board to figure out yet another Lakers lineup, and Bill Plaschke's latest man crush has been revealed. And in that fantasy, he's wearing Charger powder blue. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. So it is January 2nd, 2024. I gotta tell you, I am so grateful for a number of things in my life. The wife, she looks lovely, for example. That's amazing. We've added more subscribers to the Angeleno Familia. And again, I appreciate every last one of you guys, and I'm gonna do my best to keep you informed. If you like being in the know about LA sports, then clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. I do my best to get back to you guys. Before we go through the news and notes, look at the scoreboard. Kawhi Leonard returned from a bruised hip and scored 24 points as the Clippers wound up defeating Miami 121-104. But arguably the bigger story is Russell Westbrook. Divisive. I've always agreed he is a divisive player. But last night he moved into the top 25 of the NBA's all-time scoring list. It's hard for me to tell you that a guy with 24,821 career points is terrible. I can't do that. It doesn't make sense. The guy passes Patrick Ewing. The next guy on the list is his own teammate in James Harden. Both Westbrook and Harden are on a pace in terms of scoring to pass two more people this year on the all-time scoring list. Jerry West and Reggie Miller. Westbrook, by the way, is also one of only three players who is in the top 25 in NBA all-time scoring and top 10 in all-time assists. The others are LeBron James and Oscar Robertson. I mean, I get it. I understand why a lot of people out there don't like Russell Westbrook. I'm not one of them. I respect his career. Meanwhile, today, Toronto is at the Kings. That game will be at 7:30, but let's get to the news. So, I'm guessing on the flight back from New York, Sean McVay listened to a couple of Tony Robbins CDs, maybe read a little Jordan Peterson, and decided, you know what? New year, new us. So he cut kicker Lucas Havrisik. And normally I am not one to approve of firing people on the holidays. Side note, memo to the Chargers, kind of bad to firing people on Christmas. But I digress. Havrisik straight up kicked like he was allergic to goalposts. There's no other way around it. The guy missed two more extra points on Sunday. And the missed chip shots were what kept the Giants in the game. Had the Giants made a last-second field goal, we wouldn't be talking about the Rams being in the playoffs. We would talk about the Rams' playoff chances taking a serious hit. Now, I'm not going to front. Not every miss of a field goal came off of Havrisik's wonky little flipper this year, but Rams kickers this year total have missed 15 field goals or extra point attempts this year. That's a lot of points to leave on the table. No other team has missed as many field goals or extra points as the LA Rams. So replacing Havrisik, glad you asked. The guy who missed all the other field goals and extra points. Welcome back, Brett Maher. It's kind of hilarious when you look at the Rams and kickers. They're kind of like that friend of yours who can't decide between two ugly girls. What are you going to do, right? Meanwhile, we can file this under the heading of questions I didn't realize needed to be asked. One of the scribes went to McVay and asked if he wanted to retire. And McVay immediately quashed that. He's like, hey, I am returning to coach in 2024. I honestly had no idea that was even a question. If Sean McVay is so addicted to coaching football that he wasn't going to hang it up after last year when the Rams were 5-12 and he had a kid on the way and a scorching hot wife at home, then that dude is a lifer. That he's going to wind up getting buried at Forest Lawn with his headset. Sean McVay, returning for 2024. Another Rams note, by the way. I totally appreciate what Jalen Ramsey did for the Rams. He and Aaron Donald, they were like these two unicorns on this innovative defense that lifted LA to a Super Bowl title, landed Brandon Staley a head coaching gig. Unfortunately for Staley, the Chargers defense was fresh out of unicorns. But the Rams blog, Ramblin' Fan, made an interesting point by revisiting the Jalen Ramsey trade from last offseason. The original reason that we were under the impression the Rams made the trade was for salary cap relief. And yes, they do get salary cap relief going into next year. But it wasn't exactly a complete salary dump. The Rams used that draft pick and got Byron Young, nose tackle, with 7 sacks this year. That is not chump change. That's a find. Rui Hachimura was considered to be a long-term solution in the Lakers lineup just as recently as, Friday. This was according to coach Darvin Ham. That would have been relief because if there are 4 words that we don't see put together in the English language this year, it's long-term Laker lineup. But Hachimura was injured over the weekend in New Orleans, and there is, quote, significant concern, unquote, about his calf. I can only speculate what that means. Right now, they're calling it a strain. Hachimura's minutes, as he got injured in the first quarter, went to Austin Reeves and Max Christie. I don't know which one of them or if either one of them is going to get put into the lineup the next time the Lakers are on the court. Now, as for the players, they are straight up whistling past the graveyard about the whole thing. According to Anthony Davis, quote, "We got good problems. If we need to make an adjustment, we can always throw anybody in the spot because a lot of the guys on our team can actually go anywhere else and start," unquote. Which sounds nice. It does. Only since winning the in-season tournament, the Lakers are 3-8. Which begs the question. If a lot of the guys in the Lakers roster can start anywhere, why the hell can't they start with the Lakers? Right? There are reasons that Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell were demoted from the starting lineup. I'm just saying. I'm not claiming to know the answer. And I'm not saying it's always useful just to sit there and point out problems and just complain. But there is a thing that the Lakers have to solve. I'm just not smart enough to tell you that I know what it is yet. That bottomless well of estrogen, Bill Plaschke, is back, hyping the idea of the Chargers signing Jim Harbaugh. And by the way, I will also add that my iPad just gave me an alert that Stephen A. Smith is also just gushing, just throwing rose petals at Jim Harbaugh's feet with the idea of him coaching the Chargers. And no, I'm not going to watch that clip. I'm really not interested in hot takes. But I will tell you, in the last year, people would start telling you, if you were single, hey guys, find yourself a girl who looks at you the way Taylor Swift looks at Travis Kelce. I disagree. Totally disagree. I would say that you should find yourself a girl who looks at you the same way the American sports press looks at Taylor Swift looking at Travis Kelce. And for that, look no further than Bill Plaschke and Stephen A. Smith fawning over Jim Harbaugh coaching the Chargers. If you are a Chargers fan, by the way, I get it. If you're an old school football fan, like I am, I get it. There's a lot of people out there who like a coaching plan where you're throwing the football all over the place like you're playing Madden. I don't like football that way as much, although the Rams do throw the football all over the place. I like line it up and punch the other guy in the mouth. And that is exactly the way Michigan plays football. Michigan went to the Rose Bowl and punched Alabama right in the mouth until the Tide rolled their happy asses back to the Deep South, which makes me very happy. Enjoy your guys' off-season in the trailer park, Alabama. Good riddance. Stop trying to procreate with your relatives on the streets of Pasadena. We don't need it. But here is the cold splash of reality regarding Jim Harbaugh coming back to the NFL, particularly with the Chargers. The Chargers, again, they're talking a big game about signing a big contract for a coach. That has not been their entire history. They've never done it before. Could do it now, never done it before. But Plaschke's argument is that Jim Harbaugh must be sick of college football because the rules are stupid. Oh, really? Somebody asked the Detroit Lions coaching staff if the NFL rules are intelligent. Go ahead. See if it's any better in terms of intelligentsia from college to the NFL. See if the rules make any more sense. So that is a really stupid reason. Another reason from Plaschke. Harbaugh only left the NFL because he had a problem with the Niners front office. Oh, really? The Chargers don't even have a front office right now. So these are non-reasons to argue for Jim Harbaugh coming back to the Chargers. And by the way, Harbaugh's Michigan team is currently playing for the college football national title. So that's a good reason to stay. Now, don't get me wrong. Jim Harbaugh would be a tremendous hire for the Chargers. And it is possible that for once in their lives, the Spanoses actually mean what they say. I just don't think Harbaugh wants to come as much as Bill Plaschke and Stephen A. Smith and these other hype spewers think. I don't think so. 10 players are eligible for arbitration with the Dodgers this year. Some of them are actually pretty big names. Will Smith, for example, Walker Buehler. Other pretty valuable names as well. Evan Phillips and Brusdar Graterol are arguably the two best arms in the Dodgers bullpen. Gavin Lux, remember him? Now, I got home yesterday, and the first thing I would like to say is that I updated the idiot scribe rumor list of Dodger trades and whatever. I would like to say that's the first thing I did, but I hadn't seen my wife in a while. So, after 4 or 5 minutes, then I updated the board. Now, this list is going to be retired soon because, as you recall, if you're a longtime listener, I had 38 Dodger rumors on that list, and it's now dwindled down to 24, with the scribes missing on most of their rumors. But I think you can kind of tell that I made my point. Sports writers really don't have their ear to the ground as much as they do scour Twitter for hot takes while eating Funyuns. But I want to bring back a name from the past. This time last year, we were getting all of these glowing reviews about a minor leaguer, Miguel Vargas. How innocent we all were back then, right? We were being told about this hot young Dodger infield of Gavin Lux and Miguel Vargas. Then Lux's knee exploded like Oppenheimer, and Vargas couldn't get his batting average over 200. Well, Andrew Friedman went and told the LA Daily News that Vargas ending his season in Oklahoma City could prove to be extremely beneficial. Quote, he had never struggled in his career. Last year was tough for him in a lot of ways. He's an incredibly talented hitter. That didn't show like it should. And they're changing things to conform to what they think they need to be a major league player. Vargas is one of the more talented natural hitters I've seen as a minor leaguer coming up. So just getting back to that is going to be really helpful for him, unquote. Here's what all of that stuff translates to. We don't know if Gavin Lux is going to be healthy. If Gavin Lux is healthy, Vargas is on the bench or traded. If Gavin Lux is not 100% to start the year, Miguel Vargas might be your shortstop. Simple as that. Victor Arvidsson. Remember him? He was the first big move that Kings GM Rob Blake made when he was confident that the Kings were actually on the rise. But the dude hasn't played a single game this season. He needed a second back surgery. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't even wish back surgery on an enemy. I have seen people after back surgery, and the results can look really nasty. But at least it wasn't a fusion procedure. He had something called a microdiscectomy. What a microdiscectomy is it basically decompresses the spine. It's for pain relief. It's not a rebuild of the spine. And that's a blessing, like I said. I've seen fusions. Ooh, you don't want one of those. Arvidsson is apparently experiencing enough relief to where he could start skating soon, which means he might be okay to return in time for the trading deadline. Now, I realize that sounds like I'm trying to spread a hot rumor because I want to be clear, I'm not. You will hear rumors about the Kings trying to unload Victor Arvidsson. You'll hear them, and they're going to be rumors, and you should be skeptical. Because simply put, there is not much of a demand for wingers who have 2 back surgeries on their resume. Just saying. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Do the Rams actually have a shot at improving their special teams just in time for the playoffs? Do you actually buy into Jim Harbaugh coming to coach the Chargers? And what would you do with the Laker lineup? And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kia and Corte El Queso production. Take care.